Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. A mantra that has served society well for a very long time. When actual events turn out to be much worse than even your worst case scenario, even the most cautious plans can go terribly wrong. One such plan, a scheme so outrageously pessimistic that it was considered paranoid in its day, is about to bear fruit. After more than a century, 4 unfortunate souls will discover that the apocalypse is ongoing and it is about to get very personal.
All right, so for your information, we're going to begin with some setup. The setup takes place quite a while before the main events we've been seeing in both Tales from the Wasteland and our main Nuked plot. America has fallen. It fell at the point when we begin playing. It fell, I think, 40 years ago. It was bought out by corporate states. So it's effectively, to be honest, not all that different than it is now. It's just all out in the open. Can I have Sergeant Danica Halsey, please?
Danica Halsey was always driven. It would have been easy to blame demanding parents, but they were always very accepting and supportive. She excelled academically, but when her shiny new job, the first step into a promising new career, was unfulfilling, she scrapped it all and enlisted. She threw herself into the work again. She was unfulfilled. When the recruiters came looking for volunteers, she was ready for another charge and ready to throw everything she had behind it.
So you wait online with about 30 or 40 other volunteers from your unit. There's some chit chat, but being military and everybody here, there's no, you've all served for a while, so it's a lot of like sergeants, there's some lieutenants, there's, no, just basically enlisted. So you're people that are used to having a sense of decorum, but here and there you'll hear whispered, what have you heard? And as far as you can tell by just listening to that, as is the usual, no one knows shit about shit. And you wait for about 3 hours. So it's comforting that the old hurry up and wait has not been processed out of the military in the past 40 or 50 years, and is still the norm. And finally, your name is called. Sergeant Halsey, you're up.
Yes, sir.
You were escorted into a room that's very much like the audition room from any theatrical movie about auditions that you can think of, except instead of being the director and the stage manager and the script girl and there's a lieutenant and some assistants, and very much like an audition room, there are piles of file folders, and the lieutenant seems to be leading the interviews, has a digital tablet, and he's making notes that way. But there's also folders full of pictures and notes and things like that. And he puts what's clearly your folder next to him, opens it up. Sergeant,
Sir,
good of you to volunteer.
not quite sure what this is for, but it sounded intriguing. So here I am.
Well, what I can tell you is what I can't tell you, which makes this pretty traditional and
Of course, proceed.
Yeah, exactly. This is most secret, not even top secret. It is the kind of thing I would expect you not to tell your parents, children, marriage partner, confessor, priest, or program, no one.
That's great, because I really don't have anybody in my life. So
it's the kind of thing that even talking in your sleep would be a bad idea.
I'll manage that.
All right. Well, we've got some pills that can pretty much guarantee that. I assume you've been following, at least as far as the networks offer, the world political situation.
Here and there, sure. Trying to keep as much of a perspective on it as possible. But yeah, I have an inkling.
But we have a job to do, so sometimes it doesn't matter. But what's good to know, though, is if you're going to take your sailing ship out in the water, having a sense that a storm is coming is useful, even if you have no influence over the storm. It's good to know.
I see the clouds. I see the clouds.
There are clouds between a lot of the superpowers right now, a lot of the nuclear superpowers. So we've been working for, at this point, over a century, since the 50s, early 60s. We've been working on defenses, ways to be prepared in case of a worst case, what we're currently calling a Black Friday scenario, an ecological run on our resources, essentially a worst case. We have some things that we would like to try to test to help ensure the longevity of our species. So we're looking for people. For example, you see this pile, and he points to a pile that your folder is not in. Like there's clearly a pile that's been put aside. These people have families. These people have connections. I'm looking for people that want to serve, are willing to trust, that we are trying to find tools to ensure our way through a terrible situation, and that are willing to sign on the line that is dotted without asking questions.
For the betterment of the world, for something that means something? Absolutely. I don't know what means anything anymore sometimes. And this seems to answer, at least maybe there's some meaning to what I'm doing, which I haven't found yet. That's enough.
On a personal level, I can tell you that those concerns are one of the reasons I got involved with special projects. I had been sent out. I did a lot of destabilization work, snatch and grab kind of stuff. Things where you question why you're doing what you're doing, what it means, if it had the effect you want. Again, we can't control the storm, but I just did my job. But I had the same concern that it'd be nice to know that what I'm spending my time and spending my life investing in is at least maybe going to help. So I can, although I can't put this in writing because the contract is you're a soldier, and if you volunteer, that's pretty much all she wrote. You volunteer and that's that. But I can promise you, I obviously know more about the project than you do. And I believe that there is real hope here. And he turns the pad around, and there's literally a place to put your fingerprint. Colt, can I have Paul de Blasio, please?
Everything came easy to Paul de Blasio. Good looking, in great shape without having to work for it, and blessed with his parents' money. High school quarterback and prom king, then a scholarship he didn't need to a prestigious college. He never took much of anything seriously because he never had to. He screwed around so much that his classmates dubbed him Goober. He played along, but it stung. When word got around that the Special Projects Lab was looking for volunteers, he felt he had to participate. Maybe he could finally do something that mattered.
Oh no, man, you go first. So
Yeah.
Goober starts online, and gradually people who are kissing his ass or trying to find ways to get a social hand up offer him cutsies, and we kind of gradually watch as he moves forward online. Again, nothing goes particularly hard for you. So instead of like waiting the several hours that some of these poor bastards are waiting, you're at the front of the line in maybe 10 minutes.
Because that's
Mr.
the
de
way it always
Blasio,
is. Hey.
come on in.
Hey, thanks, man.
So it's one of the smaller libraries. So you've got a main library that has like the permanent collections that the college is known for. And then there's little ones like this where they have just the stuff that's used for coursework. So it's very busy, but it's just a desk where some poor, soulless son of a bitch gets, intro to trig number 72 and signs it out. It's been repurposed, and there is just a desk, a chair, and a chair on the other side. And there is a pale-skinned, raven-haired, um, pencil skirt wearing, and I realize that one funny meme that goes around from time to time is the what if female writers described men the way male writers describe women. And I know I'm falling a bit into that, but it's kind of intentional on her part. Like when you look at her, the way she's put together, it reads pharmaceutical rep. Like there's a coldness to how hot she is that she clearly has engineered. Oh, good afternoon. Goober, right?
Yeah, that's right. Cool. What's your name, honey?
You can call me Lisa. And she points to a little tag on her dress.
Ah, nice to meet you, Lisa. Hope to get to know you real good.
Have a seat. Would you like a sparkling water?
Yeah, please. Yeah. Just straight up, none of that lemon fancy stuff, and I'll sit down on my chair like Jonathan Frakes in Star Trek, like Wrecker said.
She gives you the near future version of what's the boss. It's like a sparkling boss that's ridiculously overpriced. Like, there you go. I got to admit,
Thanks.
I was looking over your records here, and also a few of the people that came in have mentioned your name. You're active in extracurriculars, active in athletics, good but not great grades. We get a lot of, we have a term, Venkman. We get a lot of Venkmans in here. Nerdy guys that really aren't doing a lot of other things. And a lot of our volunteers are Venkman. You, sir, despite the nickname, don't appear to be a Venkman.
Well, I just think life is worth living, There's no sense in having too narrow a perspective in life. So it's good to sample like a tapas kind of portion of everything you can get into. Kind of like a Renaissance man, if you would.
I've dated a few. So
Sure.
let me ask this. Are you an adventurer, Paul?
Oh. I mean, would you like me to be? Of course, yeah, obviously. I like everything. If it's new, I want to try it. Especially if not everyone else can. You know what I mean?
You hear those services where you sign up and they'll just send you someplace, they'll send you on a vacation, but it's like a 24-hour notice, all expenses paid, but you got to just pick up and go.
Yeah, for sure. Look at page 4 of my resume.
Oh, that explains the boomerangs. All right. Well, have you ever volunteered for experimentation before?
I mean, there's a first time for everything, right? Especially, if all the helpers are as nice as you.
Well, it's a fairly serious business. The main thing is the NDA. Well, I can't tell you an awful lot. So you'd have to take a fair amount here as read. and on trust.
Well, I mean, let me put it this way. I'm not too worried about it. I've signed a few NDAs in my time, and my parents have got some access to some pretty good lawyers just in case. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a reason they sent all of this to close these deals. I think what your family's lawyers would say if they look over and she pulls a folder out of her little, she's got like one of those like fresh out of law school kind of briefcases, and she said, what they would say about this is you'd be effectively, for the term of the contract, be signing away rights. I think of it as bungee jumping. I am connected to, she actually reaches up, and you notice she's got a little pin on her skirt blouse thing, and she picks it, which seems to be turning it off. It's a little bit like the Star Trek pins.
Oh yeah.
Between us, this is a government contract. So they're looking for people outside, the helmet head, knuckle dragger, gung-ho joiners that they can get from within. They want to go outside to a place like this, looking for intellectuals like yourself.
Well, I might be what CCR would call a fortunate son. But, if the government needs outstanding citizens like myself, who aren't just going to snap off a salute and say yes sir, no sir, 3 bags full sir, then let's put it this way. I'm intrigued. Not much gets me intrigued anymore.
From what I know about this, it is with their special projects division. It's exciting stuff. While I can't give you details, I can tell you I've never seen anything like it.
Well, maybe
So she
they've never
leans
seen
forward
anything like the goober.
as she pushes the folder over towards you, and it's calculated to the point where she must have rehearsed it in the mirror because she is facing her décolletage while producing the pen and opening the file to show you the form.
Goober notices. Goober does not care.
She, noticing that you have registered but not reacted, she sits more up and gives a friendly smile and gives you kind of a had to try look, and says, if you're interested, we could use it.
I'll tell you what, I'll sign this. And when you're done, why don't we go out for a drink tonight? Nothing rehearsed. Just 2 people having a chat.
How do you feel about Shibari bondage?
Oh, how did you know?
She smiles. Adventure time.
Adventure
Colt.
time.
Can I have Gustav Petrick, please?
Gustav Petrick looked like a tough guy. Where he grew up, it was useful to let people think he was hard. Truth is, all he really wanted was a way out of the life he had been born into. Gus ran numbers for his uncle Petrov, but studied diligently for his degree. His wife Anya seemed like his escape, his heaven. But when she cheated on him with his best friend, he snapped and became the monster everyone assumed he was. After a decade serving on 3 consecutive life sentences, a sharp suit came asking for volunteers. No matter what he was offering, it had to be better than triple life.
Gus, we follow you through the block, and you've got the 2 guards, 1 guard either side of you, and they've got the manacles around your wrists with the rod where they can hold you so they can control where your arms go. And they lead you through, and there's a whole series of, open on 3, man. Like we know that scene. We've seen the 1,000 movies. And basically, you are considered dangerous because of the nature of your crimes. So they treat you as such. And after a montage of those, they lead you into a small room. It's a function room. They sometimes use for conjugal visits. They sometimes use it for lawyer visits. It's just a multi-purpose, and everything here is bolted down. It is very cold and unfriendly. And there is a dude in Men in Black, black suit, black tie, white shirt, and he's got a stack of folders and a data pad. Sergeant releases your manacles, sits you down, and then cuffs you to the chair. So there's some play in those because there's a chain. So you're actually able to relax. Get this man something to drink. They raise an eyebrow, but you're muted.
Don't think I've ever been in this room before. But I've been in every single room in this jail. I've met with every single lawyer. I met with legal aid. I met with some corporation who wanted to make a little documentary about my life. But I don't think I've ever been in this room before. So what's the story, Suit?
One of the prison guards puts down a can of grape aid, opens it for you.
Thanks. I like the service.
My name is Thomerson.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
really
a
care.
Government contractor. We're looking for volunteers for their special projects division.
That sounds very special, Mr. Name I don't really care about. What exactly did you want from me? I mean, I've got time in the yard. I've got booked in. I got a fight later on this afternoon. I got a lot going on. What do you want, Mr. Name?
So, guards, you need to clear out. What? You call the warden if you have to. You know I have clearance. I need you out of here. I need to talk to Gus here, one-on-one. You sure? I'm very sure. And turn that camera on. Raised eyebrow again. They leave. The camera light goes up. So Gus, that whole thing you just did that makes sure that you don't become someone's wife or end up in a crew that you don't want to be a part of and all that, you don't need that with me. I mean, I play squash. I don't think that's going to be, we have to worry about teams or anything. And the reason I'm in here is I spoke to your psychiatrist, not just yours. I spoke to the psychiatrist staff here for recommendations. You were at the top of the list. The reason is, I did a little research and he digs around your file. And in a sense, you very much belong here, but in another, I think, more accurate sense, you really don't.
Yeah, my lawyer screwed me. Sorry, go ahead, Mr. Name. I'm gonna take you serious here. I'm gonna listen to you. Obviously, you've got something to say to me. You got enough down there under the table that you're not scared to send the guards out. And Mr. Name, just say a piece. Say a piece. I'm listening.
All this from someone that's only one credit away from graduation.
It's a big credit. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, this wasn't supposed to be your life, Gus.
Is it really supposed to be anybody's? Mr. Name, what have you got? Just put it on the table. I'm all ears here. You're pulling on some heartstrings that just aren't there anymore. So just, if you got a pitch, make your pitch. I'm listening. You've got enough of my attention for that.
You want to waste away in here, or do you want to throw your life away on something that might matter?
It's a hell of a thing to ask.
You didn't want me to dance, so I stopped dancing.
No, and I appreciate that. What are you planning for me to throw my life away on?
I am a government contractor, and they have something they think might help us. By us, I mean, and this I guarantee you will give you a chuckle. They mean the human race. I don't know if they're letting you watch the news networks.
I mean, sometimes Tiny doesn't change it off the cable news.
Things are getting tense. So I know that all the way back to Duck and Cover, we've been worried about what happens if the bombs drop. The Brain Boys, and I think they've been calling them that since the 60s, the Brain Boys think they have a way to ensure that we can survive a worst case nuclear fall.
That's, I mean, that's a heck of a thing to say. You know, I'm sitting here behind 20 feet of reinforced concrete without a whole lot of windows. I'm almost in a good place to be if what you're saying is going to happen. But you think you got something better?
No. I mean, what I have to offer is risk. The reward is tenuous. The reward is not having to go through this again and again and again for the rest of your life. Change of scene, a lottery ticket for God, sorry, and dancing again. You don't have an awful lot to look forward to here, Gus. And honestly, when I said this wasn't going to be your life, I think I'm right about that. And when you said, is it anybody's? Yeah, you've been here a while, and yeah, you know it is. Some of these fuckers belong in here. They earned it. You didn't in the same way. You don't belong in here with these animals.
Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Name. The devil I don't know versus the devil I know. That's, tell you what, Mr. Name, I'll sign on your dotted line.
He turns the thing around, passes it over. I have high hopes.
I'll take any.
I can at the very least have you moved. I'll get you up to 2. I can do at least that much for you.
Real sunlight at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That's all a guy could ask for.
Miracles and wonders, Gus. Can I have the full cast, please? All right. Sometime later, spoiler, a long time later. Spoiler, a long time later. Sarge, you have been dreaming about cramming for one of your exams in school. In the way of dreams, it's hard to tell. You know, I know that for me, I've had dreams where I could swear I have just been dreaming for like 2 or 3 days straight, and I wake up and it's been an hour.
Mm-hmm.
There's even a theory that that when we die, the last thing that happens to us, the whole like having your life flashback, is you enter a dream state, and because of time dilation, you effectively do enter heaven, but it's just that TV set winking off moment of final dreaming. In that sense, you're not sure how long this was, but it feels extraordinarily long. You are awakened by the sharpest, most intense headache you have ever experienced. So it is the kind of a migraine that goes in behind your eyes like an angry dwarf on meth with pickaxes and just starts trying to force its way out. And your eyes open. You pull in a
Christ!
First thing out makes sense is vulgarity. And when you breathe, because you spoke, The air is a kind of rich, a combination of rich and stale. So it's like going into some antique stores where instead of being a delightful, like, oh, I kind of smell a little bit of the dust in that armoire. It's like, oh, this is the decay of 3 generations. It's that and rotting meat and dust.
Ugh.
Standing over you is a man in rubber clothes, which have been duct taped to make them form-fitting. And he's wearing a gas mask, and you can see his eyes a little bit behind the lenses of the gas mask, but they are very jaundiced and bloodshot. And he has a Japanese pole saw, and he's holding it as though his intention is to remove your arm. What do you do?
The hell!
So,
Get that thing away from me!
so you sort of press back. So you realize that you're in something that kind of feels like a casket.
Oh,
So
Christ.
there's no top, but you're in something that you're laying in.
What the? Oh, God, just get away from me. Give me some space.
He
What?
hears something, and he's got a dialect that's a combination of several languages, among them Chinese, you think, and maybe Russian. But you catch the occasional word or part of a word, but whatever he's speaking, you can't make sense of it. There's more than one of these guys in the room. He does pull back when you yell. Then he reaches onto a little table, and you look over and you see that beside this, whatever the hell it is you're laying in, there's a little cart, and there's a very bloody piece of fabric or maybe leather or something, and there's a series of tools. But the tools look like butcher tools. They don't look like surgical tools. They look like ways to take meat off of bones.
Okay, that's close to me.
Oh, there are 3 of them in the room, and they are approaching like the meat is yelling at us.
Oh, I'm picking up one of those. Am I close enough to pick up one of those or 2 of those?
You can sit up and just kind of reach out. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna pick up a couple of those weapon knives and scream at them.
Okay, so you end up with a chef's knife and like a hammer.
A hammer. Okay.
No.
Stay the fuck away.
They chitter away at each other. One of them lifts up a crossbow. The crossbow is made out of salvaged parts. So you think the springs providing tension is something off a car. So you're guessing the tension on it's very high. Like you wouldn't want that bolt to go through you, because it probably would go through you. They seem to have hostile intent, and it smells just fucking terrible in here.
There's something I can use as a shield.
Maybe, but you'd have to get the hell out of this box. The room you're in, kind of looking on a little bit, and again, your vision is also a little cloudy.
Yeah.
Slowly coming into focus. Yeah. It looks like whatever they are, they're hoarders. So the room is just full of junk, like just shit everywhere. So if you get out of the box, there's probably something.
I'm gonna get out of the box. I'm gonna start throwing things in their way. And if I can, like elbow things in the way and waving maybe with the hammer and waving that knife and just yelling at them.
Give me a 5-die test, please. Let's intimidate these guys, these scavengers.
6.
So you
1 6.
So they keep back a little bit, and you go over to one of the crap piles, and you find the top of like maybe a cooler or something. So it's like injected molded plastic, but it's big. Like it's big enough that you could hold it up and use it as a shield.
Okay. I'm gonna take the hammer, because if I put it in, what am I wearing?
So you are wearing, how do I describe it? It's kind of like a very tightly fitting, Venture Brothers calls them speed suits. I forget
Yeah,
the actual
yeah.
name for them, right? But it's like one of those, but it was made to sous vide you. So it would have like the little place to put the vacuum. So it's
Oh.
literally form fitting.
Uh-huh.
And looking at your hands have bandages on them.
Okay. I'm going to get the fuck away. Poof, poof. And I'm gonna actually what I want to keep is the hammer so I can like really whack the crap out of them if they come near me. And the knife the knife I'll try and hold like in my grip as with that cooler.
So the one with the crossbow fires. Give me a 4-die roll.
6.
So being military, you know that making something that has that kind of power behind it, that has like a bolt, is not ideal because you end up with through and throughs like you do with rifles that don't have, that aren't set up to spread or to really fuck you up. So he shoots you. It goes right through the plastic shield and through your body, right through the shoulder, but it doesn't hurt much. It kind of stings. And it goes right out the other side. So there's that like flash of a thought of like, if you were designing something like that, maybe not quite so fixated on the super strong spring, because that didn't really help it very much. You've taken an injury, but you're basically fine. They look like they plan to try to take you down. This really looks like they thought you were dinner.
Okay. Which one looks like the easiest to conk out, or maybe the closest?
The one that had the saw looked to not be. The guy with the crossbow is kind of a hunter, like he's a little more alert. The weakest one is the one that looks panicked that the dinner is fighting back.
Okay. Who's the closest?
The other one.
Okay. Well, panicky dude, I'm not going to worry about him if he's already panicky, and I'm going to keep making loud noises, and I'm going to try and use what kind of hammer is this, by the way? Is this like a big mallet-y hammer, or is this like a little?
At one point it was for breaking geodes.
Fabulous. I'm going to break this guy's geode head.
So give me a 5-die test, please.
I don't want that color. 6. 2 6s.
And for anybody watching who's familiar with Nuked, I'm handling the back end of all the mechanics. They're doing the test mechanics. And because of the underlying mystery of what's going on, they actually don't have character sheets. So I'm just giving them the numbers when they need to make a test. I'm also, like I'm doing right now, rolling their damage. You hit him, make a 4-die roll, because the little hammer becomes lodged in his head. Let's see if you pull it out.
No.
So you've lost the hammer. So he pulls back, and he's got the hammer stuck in his skull, and he's bleeding into his lenses, and he staggers back. You do have the knife.
Yeah. I'm going to grab the knife with my dominant hand.
Can I crossbow you?
Huh?
I crossbow again, and I hit you again. And again, you take another small injury.
Okay. Son of
so do you want to take care of the crossbow one?
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and give me a 5-die test.
Okay.
It's nice time.
6.
Okay. I do this. Stabby, stabby. Oh, dear. That goes right into his gut. He sighs, bubbling blood drips out of the gas mask,
Mhm.
and he collapses.
Now I'm going to turn to
Well-
the scared guy. Ah!
He waves, and he points at one of his friends, and points to the knives, and then does this.
What? I'm supposed to? I want to eat him? No.
Yeah,
Ugh.
yeah.
I'm just going to.
Ah,
You. Ugh.
he backs away, and there's stairs going up. You realize you're in a basement.
Uh-huh.
Will you allow him to leave?
Hmm. Does he look Does he look scared?
Yes. He has a very swipe left. This is more trouble than it's worth. I have no interest in throwing down against this maniac. He looks like he is out of here if you allow him to go.
Gosh, what do I want to do? Part of me just wants to like cut off a hand and feed it to him, but I don't think I'm quite at that point yet. I have a migraine and these guys are dead, so I'm just going to let him go.
He gets about halfway to the stairs, turns, and runs. So you look around, and there's a lot of like mismatched salvage. It looks like a junkyard in a basement. Couple of things. You don't feel the wounds you have. They don't feel very serious. You're feeling, despite your headache, you feel very pale and hardy.
Mm-hmm.
You're also feeling strong. And when you look at your hands,
Mm-hmm.
they don't look like your hands.
Have my hands been replaced? Should I take off the bandages and kind of look at my fingertips?
They are like boxer mitt-like.
Okay.
And over on the right wall, there are 3 more pods like the one you came out of.
Okay.
And they have I believe it's the affiliated corporate states, the ACS logo, which is what was from your time, the After America before the fall, stenciled on the side. And the one you were in, the top is off. And you take a look at it. And it says Sergeant Sarge Danica Halsey labeled on it. And the other, it's Paul Goober de Flacio and Doc Benton Smales and Gustav Gus Petrick.
Okay. I got some injuries. Are they all just like, could I get into any of them? Or is there one on top that's going to be easier to get out?
Oh, they're all like lined up against the wall.
Oh, okay.
The scavengers dragged them in here.
Okay.
And then obviously treated them like meat lockers, and then figured out that you weren't just like road stag. And you taught a little lesson about where you source your food.
Yes.
So you check out one of the pods?
Yeah, I'm gonna. Can I see into them?
No.
All right.
They don't have any kind of.
So there's one that says Doc, and I have some wounds, so I'm gonna open him for. He's actually a doctor.
So you take a look, sides, top, the whole thing.
Can I open him? I want to try and open him.
There's a panel on the side that says emergency revival.
Sure. I'm gonna emergency revive.
So when you open that panel, it's got one of those cool military pull it, turn it, push it kind of levers.
Yep.
Always wanted those for just for hot water or something.
Yeah.
But the reason for them is for things that it has to be definitely a deliberate action, right? The reason they make those so you can't accidentally just flip a switch is like if you did that, you meant to. So it's one of those.
Yeah, I meant to do that. I'm gonna meant to do that.
Little light flicker to life all over the pod. Then there is a loud buzzing noise towards the top. like where the head would be. And it sounds like a bone saw. And without making a conscious choice, you reach up and you realize you have a zipper head scar.
Oh,
And it's sore, like it's reasonably new.
shit. Sorry, Doc.
And you hear this, zzz, and even though the thing is sealed, you smell burning
Yeah,
body or bone, or
bone.
something, right? It's not a great smell.
No. Sounds like smelling like when you get your wisdom teeth cut out and you're still awake.
And then there's some liquid that's vented out the bottom of the case. And it is a combination of almost like urine, but there are chunks of blood or something in it. And it drains.
Oh,
There's about a gallon of that.
holy, what the?
And then there's a sound, like, God, I've had this happen. I've had this done to me multiple times. You know, the pads, the clear, like the there's a strong electrical noise, and with that comes another electrical smell, and you hear, can you make Dave, can you give me like an og or an arg? you hear that, and there's like a funking from the inside of the case. This whole process takes 10-15 minutes. It is not quick. And while you're looking, you see the bottom of your case, it's sitting in a puddle. Obviously the same thing happened because the same discharge came out of the case that you were in.
Oh, good Lord. Okay, let's get this person out.
Then there's a couple of those charges that go off all in a line, and then the top comes. So it's like an ejector seat, or like in an airplane when you need to lose the canopy. There's little charges that fire, and then they launch it off. That happens, and you see somebody who is about 6'2", muscular, wearing the same clothes you are. Hands and neck are bandaged. The face has.
Who's mine now? So I'm going to reach up. Yeah. Oh, okay.
The face has. So there's an old horror movie called Eyes Without a Face.
Mm-hmm.
The mask in that's almost featureless. Like if you have kids and you've done arts and crafts and gotten the Michaels blank mask that you make masks over, it kind of looks like that is attached to their face. And it looks like it's made, you know, the artificial bone that we can 3D print now, it's kind of out of that. And it's just it's what their face appears to mostly be. And again, because of the thing when you reach to your neck, you're wearing one too.
Oh.
Yeah, it's actually hard.
Well, shit. Okay.
Doc, you were dreaming of that one patient that you absolutely couldn't save. And it was like being trapped in hell for a very long time, because no matter what, you couldn't save them. And then there is, and this will sound familiar, the worst headache you have ever had by a long shot. He hasn't said anything. Oh.
Yeah.
Sorry. Ah!
Thanks, Colt.
God, thank you, Colt. Hi.
Do you sit up, Colt?
Yeah.
Doc.
Yeah, grab at the edge of the thing.
Your arm is very powerful. It's something you haven't felt since your swim team days.
Yeah. Fumble at the edge until get used to the new hands and get a grip and.
You notice the clothes you're wearing have a little badge sewn onto them, so your palsy on you and your smells on you, like a flight suit a little bit.
Who are you?
Sergeant Danica Halsey, sir. Your name? Doc Benton Smales?
Yes,
You a doctor?
I was. Yes,
So-
I am.
Your vocal cadence is different, but the mechanical parts of your voices are identical.
Yeah. He clutches at his throat.
You feel the bandages.
Yeah, me too. Just kind of look at me, and this is probably what you look like.
And he goes right to the zipper.
It's freshly shaved, probably auto shaved, and you can feel the zipper, and it's been cauterized and sealed.
Okay.
Everything seems to be functioning.
Oh, wow.
What is happening here? Do you know what's going on?
What do you remember?
Volunteered.
Wait, where the fuck are we?
We're in what used to be, they, pointing to the people who are dead, were going to eat us. They're not going to eat us anymore. Other than that, what you see is what I know.
He looks around, surveys the room.
They're speaking like Chinese or Russian, or I never heard anything like that before.
Do I see the other two units?
You do, and the stuff in the room it looks to your eye to not have been developed in your country or time. Like some of it looks, so your guess would be the century protocol has happened, because like it looks wrong. Like the junk looks not like junk.
Are there books, magazines, newspapers, anything like that?
You can start looking around. I mean, there's piles of junk. And there's two more. There's only 2 pods in here, and this is definitely not the vault. This is some basement somewhere.
You woke me up. Do the same thing to that one. I'll get this one. Then we'll check this place out. Oh God! See where we are.
Yeah, that still is happening. So you've got that to look forward to. But at least I'm not going to try and take your arm off yet.
So we pull this back, if it were a movie, and get a cinematic long shot of the room, and we'd see the other 2 people wake up almost simultaneously. So we see a repeat of like the draining and all of that, and then the pounding and the screaming, and the 2 of you join the awake and the aware, the newly reaware.
Oh, what the fuck did I drink last night? This is fucking awful. Whoa.
Goober, so you both did this, and you both can feel that bone mask thing.
Okay, this is not a form of bondage I'm familiar with.
Who the hell?
That's cool.
Did they Hannibal lecture me? What? Who? Whoa! Who are you?
Sergeant Danica Halsey. This is what's your name? Doc somebody.
Did my parents send you? They do that sometimes when I wake up in like Abu Dhabi or whatever.
Do I look like your parents?
Oh, no, I said, did they send you, dude?
No. This is, I don't think your parents are anywhere near here.
Is this a theater company? Do you have like a neutral mask on? What is happening?
You've got a mask on too, buddy.
That's what we're trying to find out.
So Doc,
is there like a reflective surface in here?
Are dermally stapled so they could theoretically be removed, but your guess is they're there for a reason.
Is there like a reflective surface in here?
Not easy. I mean, something could probably be arranged, but looking at everything's got like
grime and rust.
Stuff. Like you try to find something and like make it.
All right, that's what Goob's gonna do. Is look for like something that could be made reflective.
Hey, are you trying to find out what you look like? Because it's probably like this.
What I have? No. Mm-mm. No. I don't believe it. Mm-mm.
Hey,
Look
Was my
around.
voice messed up to my mind too? Does it like sound?
You all have the same instinct.
Sarge,
Your cadence is different, but the mechanics are the same.
So we have the same pitch and
Yep.
Sarge, can you tell me about these dead bodies that are sitting in here with us? Because that's the first thing that springs to mind to me.
well, yeah, I
Whoa.
made that happen, but they
Okay, I like you
they-
already.
they look like they well, I woke up to one of them attempting to take off one of my limbs
Oh, well,
and
I'm sorry, what?
presumably eat it. Oh, they looked like they were going to eat me.
Not like harvest your organs or whatever, because I've heard that happens.
Okay, no,
like
but hold
they
on.
looked hungry.
Hold on. What's the last thing you remember
I
before
don't.
somebody trying to eat you?
I was dreaming. I was taking a test, and I don't even remember how I got to sleep. And before that, I said yes to a volunteer assignment.
To a volunteer assignment.
Yep.
All right.
So
Well,
Goober,
that was
Goober, there's a piece of metal that is somewhat reflective, and you can confirm it's not a real good, it's not a mirror, but you can confirm that, yeah, you look like the other three.
what the fuck?
Okay.
I mean,
So
So-
this is some kind of
I had a
psychological
drink.
experiment or what?
It's
Sorry,
a
say it.
survival experiment.
Looking for printed material of any kind.
You don't find any printed material, which is, well, I'm not sure if it seems strange or not, although a lot of like piles of hoarded stuff would naturally have magazines, things like that, but you're not seeing any of that kind of thing.
So, upon seeing my horrid reflection, like, what is my body like? Just Paul Goober's going to take a minute to sort of like check himself out, like everywhere, but like just see what his capabilities are. Like,
So you need to make a 3-die willpower save.
I don't know. 2 1s and a 2.
You are not gendered. What would your, bearing in mind you just failed that roll, what would your response be?
Ah, what the fuck? Am I Kendall? What is this? This is funny. This is not. It's just this isn't, and just basically repetitively just like stand there like a computer that's stuck on a circuit going around and around and around.
No. What was he talking about? What are you talking about? Hey, kid,
This isn't my body. You don't have anything. You can't reproduce.
He's kind of indicating his non-package.
Well, what the? Okay. I know we signed up for something, but hey, Saj, what were you? Were you a girl before you walked in here?
Yes.
You still feeling like a girl over there?
Not
Hey,
really.
Hey, talking guy, what's your name?
Me? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm Gus. Just call me Gus.
Okay.
That's the important thing right now.
Gus is good.
Goober.
Sarge Goober. Excellent.
Goober.
Sarge, I need you to dig through all this stuff, find us some clothes. Okay, something
me?
other than this shit. Because you're ex-military, right?
Yeah. What does that mean? We have to going through shit so that we can find something to wear. Can't we all just look through this stuff and find something to wear?
So Doc gives you the look of like, and you've seen this from a CO before, it's like, I'm going to deal with the enlisted guy who's freaking the fuck out. Would you
All right.
please like prepare for Tatas?
All right. Never mind. I'll go look through the junk for clothes.
Yeah,
Gus-
Sarge like takes a moment and then kind of processes, turns and goes to the junk pile.
And
Okay.
like body, no, totally unisex body as well.
Correct.
All right.
Gus, watch the stairs. Make sure we're uninterrupted, okay?
Yeah, it's a great idea, but can you check over on those bodies and see if any of them are carrying any actual food or water? Because I don't know about you, I'm kind of thirsty.
We'll deal with that coming up next once we secure our area, okay?
Upon hearing stairs and being in full fight or flight mode, Goober is gonna fucking bolt.
I'll try and block him.
Going.
Likewise.
Okay, so the faster of the two would be Gus, despite physical similarities. Gus has more combat experience. Let's have Gus try to stop him. So go ahead and give me a 4-die roll. Otherwise, he just kind of surprises you and slips past you.
Success.
Okay, so you grab Goober. He's literally as strong as you are, but you can stop him. So Goober, you realize you're gonna have to either throw down and fight to get free, but the guy whose outfit says Patrick has got you by the arm.
Okay. I think since I've chosen flight over fight, Goober's just gonna like just stop and kneel down.
Buddy.
Robot cry.
We're good, buddy. We're better on this together. All right, buddy. Just come on, buddy. We're good. All right. You good? You cool? You cool?
My head hurts so much.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're with you, bud. You cool?
Okay.
You cool?
I need a drink.
All right, just take a breath.
So Sarge,
that's better.
you find bits and pieces, but no like intact outfits. But there's stuff you could add to what you've got. A lot of it's in terrible shape. Some of it's been repaired quite a few times, but it's a mishmash in the piles. But you pull out an armload of stuff. Then, of course, there's the rubber stuff that's been duct taped to the scavengers, but that looks super nasty. It's very much like Saw movie chic.
God. Sit Goober
right.
down.
This is what we've got. Choose what you're going to cover. This freaky thing or this freaky thing?
Doc, give me a 5-die notice check, please.
Okay. 1 success.
Didn't see any printed things, but since you were looking, you do notice a data pad that's clipped to the belt of one of the scavengers.
Yes. Snatch it up. Conchoya? The hell is Conchoya?
You have the bizarre experience of this is shitty technology that's 50 years forward from where you are, but it's now 50 years old. So it's like if somebody from the 50s on the Casio calculator watch, it's still crappy, right? But it's beyond where you were, but clearly is junk. And you find out that it is a advanced version of what was called a map box. So a map box is kind of like having a dedicated device that just does Google Maps.
Okay.
So it's kind of on the screen is very much like e-paper. So it's not an active radiant screen. It's like having a map that changes.
Okay.
Actually fairly cool, but this again is like the Kmart version of one of these.
Does it turn on? Does it require a password? Can it be activated?
It does, and no password. They were apparently using it.
Okay. So I'm going to assume that what I'm looking at on the map is the current location. If these formerly assholes
You
were
are
using it.
3 days away from where the vault should be.
Pan out. Shit. Ugh.
What is it, Doc?
All right. So look, we all signed waivers, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were all going to save the world, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Whatever, man.
here's where we get to prove it. Because I'm guessing it's at least 100 years since we signed those documents. And whatever they were afraid was going to happen, happened.
Okay. Go back a little bit to the 100 years part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trust me.
Doc,
Just
it seems like you know a lot you're not sharing with the classroom. You want to expound a little bit on your theoreticals?
Or, do something about this. Puts her finger into the
So
check it out.
crossbow.
The body has a little bit of regenerative ability. So it's actually, in Nuked terms, these are injuries, not wounds. So even though it was a through and through, it didn't actually even wound her, right?
What the?
I need a perception from Doc, though. So it's going to be what? 6 dice in this case. The shit he's good at.
partial success.
It hit both of the injury sites have pussed over already, and you don't like how they're healing. Like, that doesn't look like white blood cells forming a protective layer until you get more skin cells, and that looks like something else.
Can we actually read facial expressions or no?
Not with those masks on.
Yeah.
I was going to say, while they're all talking, Guru,
Yeah.
who's completely cracked out, is going to find blood off a corpse
Yeah,
and just sort of like paint a smile on his face.
excellent. So the next time he looks around, you see he's got a grin on his bone mug.
Would you wipe that off? Jesus.
Creepy kid. All right.
What else? What else do we got to do for? I don't have a penis. I might as well fucking smile.
All right, the kid's got some kind of.
Tell me I'm
point.
wrong.
Speaking of
You should put a
points-
sad face on, and like he goes on with some blood towards your cheeks, Serge.
Keep away from me.
Okay. I'm just saying.
All right, Doc, let's take it by the numbers. One, you were looking over at Sarge over there. You seem to be a little bit concerned. I mean, it looked like she got shot with something. That would concern me a little bit. Sarge, did you get shot?
Yeah.
Did you get-
I'm going to point to the crossbow and pick up one of the bolts.
All right.
Jeez, that stuck straight into the wall behind you.
Yeah.
All right,
So Doc grabs Sarge by the side of the head and said, "Have you ever been shot by a crossbow before?"
what the?
Have you?
Before this?
Yeah.
No.
So you've never had something go through your body.
No.
Okay. You're going to be fine. Okay. You're going to be fine. What we need to do right now is we need to get out of here and we need to get back to the vault. All right. That's where these things took us from. That's where we belong. That's
Okay.
where we'll get some answers.
Okay.
Okay. We're about 3 miles away.
Oh, that's good. 3 miles.
Oh, no. Three days.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
3 days on foot.
Okay. Yeah. We're about, I'm going to guess, between 60 and 80 miles away.
Oh, that's not as good.
Not as good. No.
No.
And judging by these guys, it's not going to be an easy trip.
Right. Well, I'd rather go somewhere than stay here. Look, anybody mind if I pick this crossbow up? It looks fun.
Yeah, take it.
All yours.
A lot of good it'll do you. They don't.
So there
I
are
don't know. It might hurt something else more.
There's 2 of those crossbows here. Gus has one.
Gus has one. Sarge.
I'll
You
take the
take
other
one?
one. Yeah. I probably
Well,
have munitions
Yep,
training.
you could adjust it to be a little more dangerous.
All right.
And
Right.
then gear up, ponchos, whatever we've got to cover these bodies with the stuff that Sarge was able to gather from the detritus.
Okay.
And Goober and Doc, there are definitely knives and such. Like, if you want like a pokey, sticky, slashy thing, you can definitely get one.
I would like to take 3.
Done and done.
Okay, I'd like to take that. Is that hammer actually a hand hammer or is it big?
No, they're like that. It's little. Yeah, like
This one's,
stick
oh, okay.
figures. Geode hammers are very small.
It's a geology hammer.
I was thinking big geode.
No. They're
This-
tink hammers.
This was useful. If anybody wants this.
Yeah, and you. By the way, to get that out, you had to step on his shoulder, and
Yeah.
a big chunk of skull comes off. Man.
That was less disturbing than I expected it to be, really. That's Mike, I know I said it as just a reflex, but are we hungry and thirsty?
Yeah.
Yeah, you are. And
right.
there is no food or water in here.
Do we actually have access to our mouths?
Yep.
Or is this okay? So how does the bone go? What?
There's a slit.
There's a slit. Okay.
Yeah.
So we can.
There's nose hole. There's holes for the nose. There's like a place here, so you could. I mean, you're not going to put in like you can't eat a big burger, but
Mhm.
yeah.
So, and can I feel like? Do I feel like this is actually a mask? Like I have my face is moving underneath a mask?
Oh, for sure.
Okay.
And you can feel that it. Again, I'm not sure you have the terminology for dermal staples, but it's
Mhm.
tacked onto your.
It's fused to your skull.
Looks like somebody
No,
designed this
it's
way.
fused to skull is different than tacked on the skin.
Fair.
Tacked on the skin means Doc could theoretically remove those attachment points and pull it out.
No, he couldn't.
Or if you freaked completely out, you could probably just pull it off yourself. But I wouldn't.
Nah, I think there's a reason for this. It looks like as we were on the menu, probably that's the food we're gonna get. If you want food.
Wow.
So Doc, you're having a little trouble recalling specifics, but this should have been a welcome to the world of tomorrow. Here's your steak kind of thing. Like, obviously the vault would have supplies. The thing that would concern you medically is one of the things you would do, and you weren't on the team that developed these, but you'd want like anti-rejection meds. You'd want that kind of thing. Like there's obviously going to be an adaptation period, and you don't have any supplies or anything.
The thing that's concerning Doc the most right now is the fact that these canisters should have been deeply secured in the vault. And the fact that they're here is really kind of freaking his shit out right now. So he's keeping it together, and we're just going to get to the vault and hopefully find some answers. That's the vibe.
So you gather some stuff.
Yeah.
What stuff there is.
And you head up out of the basement.
Yes.
You head up into a storm, and it is. So it's not like a howling wind, peel the flesh from your bones level storm. It is mild as storms go, but it is a sandstorm, and the sand, the particles are luminous. So the air is glowing kind of a sickly green.
Well, this looks healthy.
Anybody else just want to get back in the canisters?
No.
All right.
What's
Just
the
seemed like
worst
an
could
option.
happen?
Doc, that looks like what your team is calling a rad storm. Now, if the experiments are successful, you're resistant to even high levels of radiation, and this won't be a massive problem for you.
Mhm.
It was kind of the point.
Doc. Again, you look like you know something.
Not one for reading plastic faces, but you seem like you got something to say. Just come out with it, all right?
No, I sucked at poker. Clearly, with a plastic face, I can't pull it off. Look, you're Sarge. This is not going to hurt you, okay? Your old bodies, your old ways, that's over now. Okay. These bodies that we have, these are designed for exactly all of this shit. Okay. Braconidae wasps, all right, Milnasium tardigrade DNA, Dinococcus ratridans. All of this stuff was harvested and blended together to make you the best hope, to make us the best hope for humanity after all this shit goes down.
So, Doc, what are you saying? Was some kind of super soldier, was some kind of Captain Corporation or something like that?
Now, you're definitely a super soldier, Gus. I don't know whether the corporation is still around. I don't know if anything's still around after all this stuff. We might be it, for all I know. But we all signed up for this for whatever reason.
All right.
So
Let's go find our vault.
So,
And then-
vault away. I feel like I missed some serious fine print.
I think the fine print was you get your ass out of whatever situation you were in and you do this.
Come on, Goober. Let's saddle up.
Kind of weird way to keep the species going, taking away our genitalia, but what do I know? I'm not a corporate shill.
Pat Goober on the back. Like, I'm sure they've got ideas on top of ideas. Let's go find out what they are.
All right. I'm following that optimist.
So you head out into the Radstorm. We'll do it one at a time. You're going to do a 4 die save. So let me go with Doc first.
One success.
No trouble. Goober, 4 die save, please.
Rich kid.
How'd you get a 5? Got nothing?
Nope.
Okay. And Gus?
Partial success.
And Sarge.
Success.
You start walking out into this ship. It tingles a little on your skin. You can see farther in it than you think you normally would have been able to see, which again suggests that what you're walking around in is better than the meat suits you were wearing before. After about half an hour, Sarge, your injuries, where they've scabbed over, they really start to itch.
All right. Doc, you seem to have some sort of idea about what was going on with these. These are kind of providing some uncomfortable sensation where I was skewered. I want to itch and scratch them, and I'm really trying hard not to. So I need you to tell me what to do with this.
Let's get some cover. Let me examine.
So you're under a large like a parking garage. It was at one point like sheltered parking, so it's got a little bit of an overhang. And
Okay.
You check it out where it's not constant particles in the way. The area around the wounds where she'd been scabbing over a little bit, that has kind of turned scaly. When you take a close look at it, the scales are kind of like cockroach shells.
Yeah. Okay.
Goober,
Yeah.
you feel a little sick, but stronger. So it's kind of like being on the cocktail that Coach put you on.
Yeah.
Like the long walk is not a problem for you at the moment.
A steroid shot, when you can't sing really well. But you can make it through the performance kind of deal. Yeah, I get you.
Sarge, you've taken 2 wounds that would kill a normal person. All right. I know it feels weird, but this is part of your body's healing process. Okay. I'm gonna clean out the wounds as best I can with what we've got. But I need you to just tough it out.
All right, that's fine. I have self-control. I'm not going to itch. It's just thought you should know.
And I please do continue to let me know if anything else develops.
Yeah.
Gus, you okay?
Sure. Yeah, everything's fine back here. It's fine. It's great.
Just mostly asking physically, Gus.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I need
Still
a
trying to figure it all out.
5-die awareness check from Sarge.
Success.
Something is closing quickly with you.
Hey, something's coming in. Get your weapons to the ready.
Not out.
So in the second or so before it emerges, everyone's able to ready the weapons that you have. What comes out of the glowing mist? So picture the front end of a zoo being hit by a storm, all of the fur and most of the flesh being torn off of the animals that live there. Then they're rolled up in a ball and they fuse together like a rat can.
And it's making that sound.
And then,
Whoa!
and then mass becomes ambulatory. So there is almost like a flesh ooze composed of different animal forms that are all bonded together, writhing its way towards you, and it looks hungry. What do you
As
do?
hungry as a bunch of fur and flesh can look.
Well, it
yeah,
has
that's
informative mouths, among other things.
okay.
They're slavering.
That's not right.
A lot of teeth fire.
Yeah.
I think Sarge and I are both just boom.
Yeah.
Okay, so Gus, let me have a shoot. It's going to be from you 3 dice.
Okay.
Partial.
Okay. Let me do some damage. Partial. Advantage of designing the system. I can sight read this shit. All right, then Sarge, give me a 5-die shoot.
All right.
Actually,
I'll-
6.
Oh, I'll do that.
Yep.
Yeah, I got it.
All right. Oh. That was nice. Okay, so 2 bolts land in the thing, and then it comes at you very quickly. So it kind of, there are elements of its movement that resemble kind of how a slinky moves, where a mass will kind of move forward and then it will tumble over itself. So
Ugh.
it moves a lot faster than it looks like it should move.
Uh-huh.
And it is going to, the 2 people that have hand-to-hand weapons, do you want to stab at it as it comes close?
Oh, yes.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Doc, go ahead and give me a brawl melee. It'll be 3 dice from you.
Even though I've got the bod for combat, I don't have the training.
It's true.
Partial success.
Okay. That wasn't bad.
Yeah.
And Goober, how are you feeling about hand-to-hand combat?
I mean, if it's coming at me, I've got fucking my smiley face on. It's getting stabbed.
4 dice, please.
Partial success.
Okay. And I need a 4 dice save from you.
From who?
Ooh,
Goober.
massive success. All 6s, baby.
Ooh,
Dude,
you succeeded the
Finally.
crap out of that.
you were so successful.
It is now going over and around you, and various bits of it are going to lash out and attack. So, Doc,
Gross.
Do not consent.
There's no bubble.
you are hit. That did not feel good.
Ah,
Thus, You step aside, they're missed. Sarge, I hit you. That, okay. That's going to be that. So it rips something that has claws, part of it has claws, breaks open part of your arm.
Mine?
Yep.
Ah! Jesus.
Oh, I need a strength roll. That's going to be 4 dice from Goober, please.
Come on, dice, don't fuck me now. Okay, yeah, success.
It rolls over you like a fleshy katamari, and for a moment, it nearly picks you up, and you roll away with it.
Ugh.
You're able to grab something, and it comes loose of you and moves past. So you're successfully not taken away. You want to shoot it more? Gus?
Oh, yes, absolutely. Please.
Okay. Give me 3 dice of shoot.
Success.
All right. Okay. And then, Sarge, you had the other crossbow, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so go ahead and give me 6 dice because you're combat trained.
Kind
Partial.
of badass.
All right.
No. Yes, partial. Sorry, I thought it was 6, but it wasn't.
That'll be 2. And it's that many. Okay, Doc.
All right. Are there any, we're in a crumbled parking garage. Is there any loose rebar, big bars of rebar, anything along those lines?
Yes.
Grab one of those. I want to try and pin this thing. I don't necessarily want to do it damage per se, but I wanted to stop it from doing the roly absorbing like it almost did to Goober. I want to nail this sucker down.
Okay, so give me brawl melee 3 dice.
Okay.
So he takes a big piece of rebar and he goes jabs with the rebar.
Partial success.
Okay. So you stick it, but you don't really get it all the way through into the ground. So you do some damage. All right. And Goober.
I see Doc's move, and I'm like, that's a good move. Throw the knives to the ground, grab some rebar, and he's like, ah!
Okay, give me 4 dice. Brawl melee.
Partial.
Okay.
This thing is slippery.
Does some damage, but it is not staple.
It's like you get into the fur and then it slips like that.
Yeah.
It is going to focus its efforts on Gus.
Ooh.
Gus, you are surrounded by mouths and claws
Ugh.
that worry at you, and they take little chunks of flesh out of you.
Wow.
You are definitely wounded, and part of your mask breaks off. So what you can see underneath is his face, essentially the epidermis. The dermis had not fully formed yet. It was scaling under there. So it's just bright red, almost like a skinned man. I mean, he's not skinned. He has a small layer of skin, but it's very angry looking, especially in contrast to the white mask. And you can see why, oh yeah, it's both therapeutic and cosmetic, because, oh no.
It's a little translucent so you can
Gus.
see the muscles underneath.
Oh.
So Gus, I'm going to need a willpower save. Roll 4 dice for me.
Watch.
Okay, you lose your round to agony. So probably reach up to the revealed face. Sarge, you can shoot if you like.
Yeah, well, so would I be better off shooting with what I know about what my abilities are, or trying to rebar the thing?
Oh, your look at it is, it's a good idea, but the mask doesn't hold it out. Like, that thing is big enough to attack all of you. It's got a way half a ton.
Mm-hmm.
And the
All right.
idea of taking rebar and like it's going to just rip right through that. I mean, the upside is if they're able to anchor the rebar to pull loose, it'll hurt itself, right? So it's not pointless. But the idea
Shooting's a better
is-
idea.
Yeah, the idea of just stapling it, that doesn't seem like it's going to happen.
No.
It's too big.
All right.
Okay, so go ahead and shoot it.
Success.
All right. Yeah, the crossbow is fairly well made.
And in
Gotta
your
give him
hands,
that.
deadly.
And all right, so Doc.
Gonna try again. Just for
Okay.
lack of a better thing to do.
3 dice of roll melee.
Full success.
All
One.
right, then roll 4 dice strength roll, please.
Nothing.
Okay, so it goes through, but doesn't anchor. Like you put your body into it, and again, you do damage, but haven't managed the
To
pin
stick
that
the
sucker
landing,
down,
as it
yeah.
were.
Goober, you trying the same thing?
Sorry about that. I muted myself. No, I'm going to flash back to a memory of me getting pissed off at my mother for having a mink coat when I was dating a vegan girl. And I'm going to take my knife and just try to fucking cut it right down the middle.
Okay, so give me a 4 die roll.
Ooh, success.
Okay. Sometimes the dice hold it up. You kind of slice it open, and a variety of intermingled internal organs that aren't all from the same creature originally pour
Yeah.
out from the slit you made. And they'd be steaming.
I'm like,
Nice.
fuck you, Mom!
It makes little whining, agonized noises from several of its mouths and kind of crawls almost spider-like back away from you. So it doesn't attack. Sarge, do you keep firing?
No, I'm gonna let it go. I don't want to make it angry
Gus,
We
again.
can eat it. We can eat it.
Can we eat that? Okay. If he says we can eat it, I'll shoot it again.
Pate.
so Gus, will you attack?
Oh yeah, my blood's up.
So Predator becomes prey, no rolls are necessary. It has entered submissive mode, and you just descend on it and beat the bloody chimera into submission. It's technically meat as far as whether you could eat it safely. I mean, Doc, you know that was part of the hope, but this doesn't really look yummy.
It's a meat smoothie.
Hey, Goober, give it a try.
I'm going to make my smile like even bigger, like with the blood from the creature.
Get the whole
Just like
saw
cut like a
thing
little
going
piece of
there.
like liver and just like try to like, put it through my hand of electric hole like that.
Doc, I need a 5 die test, please.
Success.
His fingers that he reaches up with have gone a little greenish.
Okay.
Yeah.
Looking good, Goob.
Eating the part of the body that filters toxin is a good idea.
Sarge, Doc, and Gus have all taken damage, so you all are not feeling 100%. Strangely, Goober, you're actually feeling pretty good and did not take damage. So all 4 of you, the Goobs once again heading for the.
Skating through life.
I've got a crossbow. It'd be so easy.
No one would
So
ever
easy.
know.
From a personal standpoint, I agree.
All right, Sarge, what are we doing here?
Let's-
Doc,
let's-
somebody just point me in a direction.
Everybody slice up some meat. I will bandage
All right.
everybody's wounds as best we can. Let's get some nourishment and then get back on the road.
Tasty. All right, let's do it.
Can we make a fire? Because cooked meat's always better, right? Less bacteria. Yeah.
Know that we have anything to make a fire with.
I would say that Doc would have picked up stuff that would have been in the
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, if we can do that,
Yeah.
cooking the toxic mutant meat, I think is a great idea. Let's go ahead and do that.
We get some rebar, make like some rebar kebabs.
There you go.
So you make some rebar kebabs, and no part of this cooks or tastes anything like any other part of this. So it's like putting a turducken in a blender. It's
Meat smoothie.
it tastes well, and smoothie is got an advantage of like this is chunkier
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah.
Ugh.
because it's got like strips. Like you'd be eating a part that tastes like some kind of steak, and then it would have like a strip of like fowl. Like is that
Yeah, it is foul.
turkey? Yeah, it's very strange. It
The
does not
textures are different from one bite to the next.
taste-
I'm
exactly.
different from one bite to the next now. I mean,
Does
look at this.
remind anyone of tofu? Like kind of like.
I think I got a strip of pigeon rat over here.
So it will be hard for everyone but Goober to eat.
It's all about attitude.
Goober lays into it like it's
We're not able to.
in the cafeteria.
All right, gotta do it.
Mask is getting like grotesquely like just. Bleh.
I think all
You
of
might
ours
want to.
are.
You might want to clean the canvas and start again, Goober. I mean,
Doc, what you can see of his eyes are also greenish.
Good.
Can I wrap a strip of muslin around my face? Do we have any? That right there, that piece of cloth.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
did something in the scraps that you took. For sure. Yeah,
You
and
cut off some of the fur from this beast.
the skin that was not protected would be very irritable at this point because it wasn't protected. So that's a good idea.
Oh, I'm irritable at this point.
Oh,
yeah,
right.
not just the skin.
Yeah.
You continue on your way. The next day, and there is a long night where you try to get some sleep. You can definitely establish that this is the century provision has happened. Do you share with them the knowledge that it was planned 10 years, but that if the bombs dropped, so Doc tells you that the plan was a 10-year test, but if Black Friday happened, it would switch over to a century extension to try to live past the dangerous period. So instead of being a test, he would put the experiment into use. So looking around you, what's happened? Everything's bombed out. It's clearly evidence that the apocalypse has happened, which means you have been anywhere from 101 to 110 years. You've been in those boxes. So when you wake up the next day, Goober, you still feel pretty good. Your posture is changed a little bit. So you're a little more bent over and you feel more muscular. And also when you look at the four of you, he's a little off model. You can swear he's gained muscle mass.
And he's probably a little greener than he was.
He is. And the three of you who are wounded, the wounds have that little patches, and it's almost like you get patches of necrosis. But instead of that, it's that like,
It's like chitin.
yeah, it's like cockroach scale.
I feel great.
This is
Yeah.
very.
It's all about the attitude. You should try it.
And
You know what, kid? You
as
go
right.
first.
physically his voice would be a little different too.
You got a cold there, Goobs?
It's probably just the irritation from the sand or something. Huh.
All right, look. You know these aren't your bodies, right?
I was under the yeah, it was.
Okay. These bodies.
If it was my body, it was something. Something a lot had happened to it.
These are not.
Well, it's like my brain, right?
These were made. Yes, exactly.
It's a little disturbing, but all right, go on.
Surprised
We
they did it.
planned on having experimentation phases. That's what we all signed up for.
Yeah.
So that we could learn how the brain body meld would work.
The who, what, where?
You're Sergeant Danica Halsey, right?
As far as I know.
Right. That's your brain, darling.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
and
your
this
brain is put into this body.
All right. Okay. What tardigrade you were saying?
Among other things, yeah.
Those little things that look like Winnie the Pooh.
That can withstand 10,000 times the amount of radiation that humans can. Yeah, those.
Right, I'm a bug. Okay.
Personidae wasps, there's bacteria, there's fruit flies. We did a whole genetic cocktail. We counted on having the experimentation cycle to gauge how the bodies would respond. We didn't get that.
Mm-hmm. So we're just kind of playing here.
This was the Hail Mary that the human race needed.
Well,
so we've got to make the best of what we've got and hold on to our humanity in the process. Goober.
Hope it works.
What? I'm holding on. My father always said I was like a cockroach that pulled through anything.
You know,
do we all have the same bodies, Doc? I mean, do you know that? What?
I know that genetically everybody was identical, but now here in the field, how we're going to respond to wounds, to radiation storms, to food, I'm in unknown territory. I'm sorry.
Right.
The vault will give us the answers we need, I hope.
Okay.
All right, the vault, the sacred vault. Let's go find the sacred vault. Sounds like
hope we're all here for that.
Goober, you go first.
Another two things that Doc definitely would know is that the whole point of these bodies is adaptability. So the idea, which is kind of what you're just saying, that the response would be different, that was, again, kind of the point. Like it would then allow you to be able to overcome dangers that you didn't even know existed. The other thing is somebody asked earlier, like, why would we be here to save the human race if we don't have genitals? Doc, will you, for whatever reason, intentionally not share the information that the point is you're shepherding what's in the vault, and that the whole point is that you're not here to get your fuck on and repopulate? You're caretaker.
I will not share that at this point. Maybe if we make it to the vault alive, let's stay focused on the hope, and hopefully that'll get us there.
And you know that was one of the reasons that the androgyny is the wrong word, because that's very weighted.
Asexuality.
Genderification.
Well, it was chosen in part because the people in charge of the project thought it would have been a distraction and unnecessary for viability, which is something that you weren't necessarily 100% behind, but you were not the entire committee. So, all right. So you continue. On the second day, you come into an area, and there are occasional, like the red storm winds will come through, just like a normal breeze might come through. Finally, up ahead, kind of to your right, which would be north, Because I assume Doc took the map box. So you've got a clip to your belt.
Yep.
There is an area that has new grown plant. So you haven't seen a lot. What you've seen has been withered and obviously damaged. This is downright arboreal. So there are trees. There is green.
Does it look organic and chaotic, or does it look ordered and road and neat?
Organic and chaotic, wild.
Can I eat it?
Potentially there is edible in there. It looks like the kind of terrain that would create edible food.
If nothing else, it'll give us some cover from any other winds and storms.
Do you want to go a little bit off track, stop there on your way to the vault? Okay.
Sure. Can I give you one backtrack request, Mike? Could I have taken a piece of rebar and like twined a knife to it to make kind of like a makeshift like long ass spear?
Absolutely. That's
Sweet.
a good look too.
Good,
Yeah.
good choice.
Yeah, you probably took something to like hammer it to get that to
Did
bind.
you bring the hammer?
Well,
I've
the geology hammer has not got enough mass up against rebar. It just so happens I actually have experience of geology hammers and rebar. And I kind of know how those materials would work against each other and not well.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah. We all live long, diverse lives. Some of us, we use that time real strangely.
So a big ass rebar spear in the meantime.
Totally.
Excellent.
So,
Or can we retcon that you also picked off a couple of claws and horns and have fashioned them around you a little bit?
Oh, for sure. For sure.
I think let's lean into the look a little.
Gruber's going cray. He's gone full cray cray.
so this is an area that had it was not a city, but it was like a lot of what was once the U.S. There weren't a lot of fully wild areas in Texan, which is Texas. There are a couple, but not a lot. So even what's not a major city has like strip malls and gas stations, and it's just what Metropolis looks like. This area is all kind of like the background of your Zoom. Like everything has stuff grown over and around and in it. It's a little brighter and livelier than what's depicted there. So it's more almost like jungle-like.
Hmm.
And you see that up in some of the trees are, they're not like oak trees. So they're kind of like fibrous bundles. So tree-like growths. But up in some of those, you could swear someone has built little places to stay. Like there's little,
Swiss Family Robinson.
Yeah. Like up in those areas, and also worked into the terrain. Like that was once the top of a bank building or something, and it's all overgrown with vines. But there's like a lean-to or something up there. You think?
Sarge, Doc, we just walked into somebody's territory.
All right.
Now, if there's one thing I know from, well, you don't need to know, but territory is important. We likely just stepped a foot wrong. We probably want to get to the edge of this as quick as possible.
Sounds good to me.
Yep.
Up out of the underbrush, as though conjured
Summoned.
by Gus's words, comes a 4-foot raccoon, which is humanoid. So it's got a thumb, in addition to having kind of like, pad and, and claws, but it's got a proper opposable thumb. It is standing upright. So unlike a raccoon that can do that like a cat can, like it literally is obviously bipedal. And the face is partially humanoid. So it does have, the raccoon nose, snout, but it's a little more, again, humanoid. And it's also wearing clothes and has gear. And
Awesome.
the type of stuff is all like what the scavengers had. So things made from the materials found here. except for the shotgun it's carrying.
I was going to ask, is any of that gear a weapon? Yeah. Okay.
Good afternoon. And I'm going to stop right there for a bio break. 5 minutes, and then we'll come back for raccoon time. So I stop where you are.
It's okay.
Okay, buddy. It's talking right. You know what? It's not anywhere than the rest of this day. Hey, buddy. We're fine. We're good. We're good. We're good, pal. We're good. Yeah, pretty sure you could kill every single one of us with one pull of that trigger. So let's just breathe. All right. Yeah, you got any buddies around that we need to meet too?
He kind of looks around. You see that in those little houses up in the trees, this is a raccoon person village. So you see dozens of them.
Ooh, yeah, that old territory thing again. Hey, my name's Gus. It's nice to meet. We're sorry that we have intruded upon your territory. We did not mean to set a foot wrong. It's a pleasure to meet you. Our handshake's still a thing.
You sound like grandfather.
Grandfather, I'm gonna be honest, kid. We're having the weirdest 2 days of my life. So, if there's anything you wanna fill us in on, or assume that we've been, I don't know, dead in a tube for the last 100 years.
Hopefully, hopefully, grandfather's a positive person in your life.
He taught the older ones how to survive here and taught us how to speak.
And father sounds like a wise man.
Do you want to meet him?
Sure, that
Very much
yeah.
so.
Yeah.
Come this way. So you said you're from Tubes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Doc, you want to field this one and decide exactly what's going to make sense in this situation, because it's not making sense to us.
Yeah. I'm not sure I can do any better than you've been doing, Gus, honestly.
Well, mommy and a daddy love each other very much.
So, raccoon person friend, some of us are dealing with this better than others, obviously.
Yes.
The smile on his face is kind of forced.
Dealing with what?
We just woke up, friend, from a very long nap. Years we've been asleep. We just woke up and found ourselves here.
So very tight.
From the vault.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? Do you know what the vault is?
No?
No, okay.
We'll tell you what, why don't we talk with grandfather, and maybe he has some old time knowledge that we can share.
No?
He points, and there's kind of a clearing, which is like an intersection of the street that underlies what everything's grown over. And there is a light bulb, and strapped to it are the desiccated remains of an old man.
Grandfather.
Grandfather.
So, just gonna ask real quick, was this your tribe's reaction to grandfather, or is this somebody else's work? Are we looking at a territory problem here?
No. He caught the old.
He caught the old.
Okay,
and-
so one night he got tired and he laid down and he just never got back up.
Uh-huh.
Okay, yeah.
We put him here so we can come and say hello and I love you.
That's
Sweet.
That's actually the least disturbing thing that's happened to us in the last 2 days. That's we can get behind that. Well,
Do you have a leader, friend? Someone who leads your community?
Lead? We work together.
All right.
I'm Folger. I usually keep watch because I got real good eyesight.
You did a great job. You got us.
Yeah. Very good.
Well, you made all kinds of noise.
Yeah, you're not wrong. We're kind of finding our feet right now. We're not necessarily at our best.
You look really hungry. You like some food?
Food
Oh,
and water
God,
would
yes.
be very
I love some
appreciated.
food.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, sure. Trolls eat a lot, right?
Trolls?
They points at Goober.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah. They do.
Did you saw off your horns?
Gonna be honest, friend, we've been going through some rapid changes lately, so Sure. Day before yesterday, he looked just like us. So things are a little weird for us right now.
I'm a growing boy.
Oh, well, come on. And a few at a time, other raccoon people come out. And they're pretty adorable, actually. And there's an area that's kind of an open air kitchen. And they have kind of one of those permanent stews going where you keep adding stuff in. Boy, there's a rabbit hole. Google like the idea of like can you have a stew that's perpetual, like sourdough starter? Because the theory was medieval taverns, inns, they would just always have one running. It's like the jury's out. There are many opinions on that, but here it is possible because science or whatever. But yeah, they have they've got like gourd like things. They fill them with sort of a stew, and they give you each effectively like a meat pumpkin. It's actually pretty good.
All right.
Sure. I'll take it.
We make a royal mess of it trying to shove little bits through our slits in our faces.
Well, me less. So.
Yeah, you less.
Yeah.
What? Why you just take your masks off?
Our faces are hurt, and we're trying to get them to heal.
Oh, like a bandage.
Yes, it's a very tough bandage.
Oh, that makes sense.
Like a shield.
We could make a bigger mouth for you.
Oh.
What do you think, Doc?
It couldn't hurt.
Oh, it does.
They gesture, and there's a guy there that is one of these little raccoon people, and he's got a bunch of tools, including what is apparently a surgical bone saw.
Ah.
Just a little.
Just a little bit.
I need enough room to get food in here, so just like.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll start with the big one because that sounds easier. So he basically takes the bottom out. He just goes from here to down, and that gives you full access. Also, your skin is greenish and not sensitive like theirs. Like when you pull it off, it's not like Gus has like the one layer. You have skin. I mean, it's green, but your space seems to be fine.
Okay.
No, whatever.
You don't look like you're hurt. You want me to just pull that off for you?
I don't know. It's kind of a cohesion thing. It's kind of like we're a glee club.
I have no idea what that meant, but okay.
It's like a group of people who sing together.
Oh, we sing.
Yeah.
And they go around and they will widen the mouths. You have a lovely food with the raccoon folk.
This is very good. Thank you. The best meal we've had in a long time.
A long time.
Well, good.
It feels like 100 years, probably.
Oh, we've had winters like that.
Yes.
Yes. So
where are you going?
That way, a couple of days. Do you know, are there other people like you or other tribes in that direction?
There's some raiders that direction.
Raiders.
Yeah, they have guns and crossbows, and they come into places like this and they steal your things, which is why we have guards and we have traps.
Oh. They pretty tough, it sounds like.
Yeah.
How do you manage against the raiders?
I mean, me, shotgun.
Okay.
It's pretty good, and we've got enough of us here that we've gathered some guns, but we've also got crossbows. We dug some pits, and we used the fibers to block off approach in some areas, and people will just naturally go around, and they'll come in where we kind of left holes, and then there's more guards there, and then we just blow holes in them.
That sounds like a good idea. if you were ever to go out towards, say, that away, points to where Doc pointed, what would you do? How would you get through there?
Well, I mean, we take a party big enough to have several guns,
Okay.
and we move carefully and try to avoid being noticed by the raiders, and then hopefully we'll just get where we're going. But we're smaller than you are.
You are smaller than we are.
You didn't even notice me coming up.
Oh, if you had been angry at us and ill-intentioned, we could have been in trouble.
Yeah, we're not usually.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, it's
So,
a nice change.
Would there be any chance of you telling us as we're, because I'm not going to lie, as much as we'd like to stay here for the rest of our lives, we are going to have to pick up and move on. Would you mind telling us where these pit traps of yours are as we're heading out into Raiders territory?
I can walk you out. You'll
Oh,
just
that would be
around
great.
our village here. I'll escort you. I can even come with you. That's fine.
Oh,
Thanks.
the whole way?
Sure.
We
Wow.
might be able to compensate you if you and some of your folk with the guns could come with us. Where we're going, there will be medicine and food and possibly other things that could benefit your group.
They could spare me and my gun, but I'm not sure they could spare too much more.
Fair enough. Fair
I'm
enough.
Fulger, by the way.
Fulger,
Uh-huh.
Doc, Goober,
Sarge.
Gus.
Gus. Yeah, Gus. Hey,
Goober, something is itching on your forehead under the mask.
Does it feel hard?
Maybe.
He's a unicorn.
So
I might just like really pull really hard, just like
It comes off of a pop, and you have two small horns.
oh, that's new. All right.
that have come- and they're obviously part of your skull, and they've broken through the skin.
Okay, Father Mulcahy, he would have something to say about that, but we're gonna
Fulger,
just assume this is normal.
Fulger, can you tell us more about these trolls you were talking about?
Well, there's trolls and goblins. They live out here in the rad zones. They don't usually live in the wild zones like this, but out with the radiation. I don't know a lot about them. I've met a few. I do know that the greenskins, some people say that they're born to this new world, and the radiation doesn't hurt them like it hurts us.
So
What
the
sort of temperament do they have?
Now, they can
fuck
be
you,
little,
Sarge.
little like that.
Okay.
I mean, I'm right here. Okay.
Just
It's
trying
just
to
a little
see it.
impolite.
Okay,
Hey.
A little
Goober.
impolite.
Goober,
Okay,
yes,
Goober.
yesterday you looked exactly like the rest of us. We're just trying to find out what road you're going down, buddy, okay? We just want to know what road since we're walking next to you.
You gotta be like my entourage, okay? Just be more like the Goober, and you too can get a rocket bod like this, okay?
It must have been the
We'll
radiation.
keep that in
storm.
mind.
The raccoon giggles a little despite himself. Is he your leader?
Yeah.
No,
No,
Oh,
What? Really?
No.
Okay.
no.
you're the muscle, Goober. All right.
No, I'm the face. I'm the face. I'm the charming one. Yeah.
Sure. Whatever you say, Goobs.
well, we could certainly use medicine. We're always, once we found a home here in the wildlands, we don't scavenge like we used to. But when we scavenged, the medicine was the most valuable stuff.
If you can guide us to the vault safely, we can see that you get some medicine to bring back to your people.
Yeah, you should listen. This guy's a doctor. And I'll slap you on the back real hard.
He
Thanks,
goes and says goodbye. He's actually got a family. and he tugs his wife and those little tiny baby raccoon people.
Oh,
I'll be back. I'm gonna go get some stuff that we need. Okay, Daddy.
Okay, we gotta make sure this guy gets back,
yeah,
fellas.
yeah. Agreed. Priority one.
All right, this way. I'm gonna bring a bag of food with me. We can spare some gourds, and I've got some salted meat.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you. All
Thanks.
right, yeah, we have a salted meat fan over here.
Yeah.
So, Doc, Goober is definitely at least 3 inches taller than the rest of you at this point. His skin has turned green, and his stature, the way he's standing, is a little bent over. So he kind of lopes when he walks.
Must have been the radiation storm.
The rest of you all have those patches of the
The chitinous.
chitinous scales,
Yeah.
and they've spread a little.
Okay, then.
Gonna be the way the
Hey,
body responds to healing.
Folger, what about the scratchy bits here on my friends? You seen that much?
No, that's. But you see mutations all the time.
Good. I guess we're mutating.
Good friend of mine has 4 legs.
4 legs and 2
Oh.
arms.
That must make your pants hard.
Well, he can run real fast.
Sure.
It's pretty
Yeah,
impressive.
We saw some pretty impressive, well, one or several, depending on your standpoint, pretty impressive beings earlier.
Oh, there's all kinds of things out there in the wastes.
This
Yeah.
thing's got
Like a
like a
meat
dozen,
ball with,
a
like,
dozen mouths
Mouths.
and
Yeah,
claws.
I need more. I mean, that doesn't narrow it down much for me. You've described a whole group of things that look like that.
It was pretty tasty.
Imagine 26 apex predators rolled up into a big ball, squished together, and then coming at you with every mouth open at once.
The
Yeah.
really big ones we call nopes.
Good name.
That was, yeah.
Good name.
Grandfather taught you some interesting and formerly relevant words.
I never met him. I mean, he went to sleep before I was born. Was pretty old and was around before all of this. And he taught my people pretty early on how to get by and how to talk.
How do you know what he sounded like then?
I don't for sure. I mean, what my dad described to me.
Okay.
I mean, his voice would have been a little more like yours, because he said it was a little more like this. Mm-hmm.
All right.
Yeah.
Sounds,
Yeah, I can.
Do you not have guns where you come from?
We did when we came from, but we don't have any currently. Guns would be useful for sure, certain.
Did they call you Sarge?
Yes.
Are you a police?
Not really. More like an army.
Warrior?
Yes.
I have an extra pistol.
Oh, yes, that works.
I can't really use a pistol and a shotgun at the same time.
No, that's.
Keeps knocking me on my butt.
Well, can you get up quickly?
Yep.
All right. That sounds like it works for you.
Sometimes I shoot, I let it knock me over, and I just roll, and I run back over and pick the gun back up.
Very adaptable.
You can brace yourself on my shoulder. You're pretty small. I can carry you.
Well, except you're kind of scary.
Oh, I'm really friendly, though.
Yeah. I see the smile.
Is he starting to grow canines?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Doc, are we supposed to expect something like this to happen to every one of us, or you don't even? All right,
I
that's
wish
fine.
I could tell you, Gus. I think the radiation storm affected Goober. It wasn't supposed to. I mean, obviously, we got through it just fine, but
Well,
you know, it
relatively
triggered
speaking.
I
something.
feel great.
But you're different.
One more night. Folger will help you keep watch. During that night, Goober is going to complete transition to looking like a pretty much full-on troll. So his skin gets tougher, looks side-like. The horns come in, the teeth get sharp, the muscle mass increases. You do end up feeling intense pain because your body has used up its resources. So you end up like crazy hungry because it's generated more, it's turned all your fat stores into muscles. So you probably get intense cramps.
It sounds like my growing pains when I was 14. I grew 5 inches in one summer. It was
my
pretty
God.
awful.
Jeez.
Give me all the pancakes right now.
Yeah, it sucked.
Mike, does Goober, I don't want to be indelicate about this, does he feel gendered at all?
Yeah.
No. So he's procreationable.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And we can see this probably.
I mean, I don't know if he's going to be like, hey guys, guess what? But yeah.
He's Goober.
I mean,
of course he is.
How stretchy are these speed suits? That's
Oh my
what
God.
Dick
Yeah,
Curry
this is
came last
probably-
night, guys.
Yeah, is he even wearing his suit anymore? Because
I
Oh,
apologize.
He's
yeah.
grown a lot.
He would have had to have taken it off and made something out of the stuff he picked up because they are meant to be, I mean, they're kind of like diving suits, right? They'd be
wetsuits.
So you started earlier by just cutting it. But at this point, you'd have to make
Something like the Hulk and the Banner shorts right now. Like,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah, we hit the body horror part of the night. There we go.
Yeah.
And by that
Boom.
time, the other three of you, your wounds have completely healed and the scales have dropped off.
Oh.
That's different. Do we have any scars or?
No,
do they have any gender?
no.
Probably not.
All right. Laugh it up. Goober.
Horny.
I mean, it's like no complaints aside from the apocalyptic wasteland.
Yeah, but hey, looks like you're ready for it.
Yeah. You've adapted well, Goobs. Good on you.
Cockroach. Oh well.
So, Doc, give me a 4-die check, please.
Whoa. Nope.
Okay.
Where?
Goober, give me a 3-die check.
3, okay. It's a partial.
So you definitely are taller than they are.
Yeah.
But you think there's a chance that they're a little smaller than they were. So the difference
Hey,
in
Doc.
height is not fully because you're tall.
I know I got bigger, but is your suit getting a little baggy? It looks like you got some room around the ankles there. You too, Serge. You're looking a little,
So when
no
you
offense, smaller.
Doc, it's not that it's super baggy. It does feel like your mass is redistributed a little bit, like you're a little broader and a little shorter,
Okay.
and your joints ache a little bit. Also, when you
Huh.
look at each other, you're all a little green.
Turning into goblins.
Mhm.
Is anybody else feeling joint pain?
Yeah, a little achy. I could use a massage or something, or
I thought it was the freaking
Tylenol.
radiation. I don't know. We're
I feel like
probably
too much
300
butter.
years
Not
away
really,
from the
not
nearest
enough
Tylenol.
bread.
Yeah. And after that migraine, I just kind of anything is okay. But yeah, it's a little achy, kind of cranky about that. But
I think the changes are continuing. So
A little raccoon asks,
Fantastic.
are you all right?
yeah, we're okay. We're just dealing with our situation, Folger.
Great kid.
You
Fulger,
sound-
how'd you get your name? Just out of curiosity.
I don't know. My father gave it to me.
Okay.
That's part of waking up.
Yeah, I was wondering if there was a. Bear with me, Goober.
No, Fulger. Yo, I know. I think you. Okay. No, you're big.
Oh, okay.
space.
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
he knows what we're talking about, even.
Grandfather taught him
Know where
well.
we can get any of that because I could really
No.
use a cup.
Sorry. All right, so he is going to continue. Escort you. You're heading into a small urban area. So you've gone out over kind of more open terrain. You're going back into an area that's actually got tall buildings, not all of which have been flat. So there's actually this is more like what the backgrounds look like. It's more, after the fall. It's not wasted land. It's wasted urban. It's a very different vibe to it. And
One of the cities that wasn't bombed.
well, it was bombed, but it wasn't leveled, right?
Mm.
So and what was left has decayed over time. Doc knows that it's effectively like the vault is a vault. So it's in a basement, and there is a very heavy door, and it's very honest. Nobody would know it's special, and you wouldn't know where it was. And then you're absolutely right that there's heavy security. You weren't on the team in charge of security, so other than knowing it would be very heavily defended, you have no idea.
Yeah.
All during the day, the three of you that are not goobers, the not goobers, your masks begin to get uncomfortable. And part of that is you are getting a little broader, including your face shape. So like the dermal staples on the sides would sort of feel like they might even tear. So they
Ugh.
could be kind of Cenobite looking.
We should take these off.
Yeah, I'm just thinking this doesn't feel so good anymore.
Yeah.
All right.
So Doc can definitely go around and cut the staples.
Sure.
Um,
Let's do that.
Your faces have gone green.
Well,
Your
that's a thing.
Your noses have broadened a little bit.
Well,
and
we wouldn't have known what we looked like anyway, because we had.
No. You'd have
Totally
a glimpse from Gus, but Gus
Mhm.
then had put a bandage over his face. Yeah, you look, I mean, you don't have as characters the context, but for the players and anyone listening, you are goblin-like at this point.
Ears
These
get a
three
little
people, it's starting, yeah, for sure. And we'll just use the word gender and just leave that there and walk away tactfully. There is a restorative, regenerative, mutative component to all of this. But again, Doc, you're aware that part of the plan was be adaptable, right? Now, this is fairly extreme, but you're going to use the 10-year test to figure out what these genoforms could do.
Right.
You probably weren't also going to immediately run into a red storm.
Right. That wasn't the plan.
So 100 years then run through red storms for 3 days was not the test,
Not the benchmark that we were going for
No,
initially. Yeah.
No.
Yeah. This is a hot field test.
So how does our little raccoon friend deal with the fact that we just turned into goblins in front of him?
Not strange at all.
All right.
His normal seems to be that people mutate.
Wow.
So
This world is weird.
And
he's
quickly.
noticed like, but it's like, not holy shit, oh my God. It's more like, well, that's odd. We'll need to get you a new hat. Like
Ain't that a thing?
Yeah, he when you met him, you were effectively 4 humans. You arguably in Goober's case, and at this point, he looks to be traveling with 3 goblins and a troll.
Sounds like the beginning. No, never mind.
3 goblins and a troll and a raccoon man walk through the wastelands.
Yes.
Tell me more.
So I do need Goober to make a 3-die check, please.
Partial success.
You're having trouble remembering who you are, why you're here, what the hell you're doing. You're having like real short term. If somebody says, pass me the shovel, that's fine. But like where you're going right now, you're having trouble connecting. Like your memory has gotten real foggy.
I got Creep by Radiohead stuck in my head.
And Doc, you would definitely notice that Goober drifts from time to time, loses focus.
Doc will take action every few minutes, touch base with Goober.
Hey.
How you doing? Doing okay?
Yeah.
Doing okay?
3-die check from Doc.
I'm good. Look me in the eye.
Ooh, success.
Anything cognitively that's his immediate surroundings and interactions, he's fine. Anything connecting to what, for lack of a better phrase, you might call his humanity is slipping away. And if he's undergoing full body mutation, that would include his brain, which would include his neural pathways.
I will fall back while Folger and Goober trudge on ahead on the path and share this with Gus and Sarge and point out that if it's happening to Goober, it could happen to us as well.
I was gonna say. So that vault, should probably be getting to that vault before we
lose everything.
Sarge, give me a 3-die test, please.
Me?
Yep.
Okay. Woo!
You can't remember your standing orders. So something you used to do when you were out on patrol, and you had to keep your focus, is you have to memorize your SIs, and you would just go over them and over them just to remind yourself to stay sharp. So you fall on that after that conversation by reflex and find out that you can't bring them up.
Doc, I think it's already happening to me.
I mean, Sarge, would it be so bad? I mean, would it be so bad? To forget who we were, to be here. We're not going back there, we're never going back there again. I mean, it's.
But we had a thing to do. We had a thing to do, Gus, and we had to do this thing.
I mean, we could go back with our friends, and we can just, we could sit in the nice raccoon village. We could take care of them. They could take care of us. We could be friends.
Sure, worst case scenario, but what?
False.
We need. Doc.
We need to get to the vault.
Okay. We got to get to the vault.
If we get to the vault, we got to get to the vault. Gus, if nothing else, we got to get to the vault for Folger's people so they can get the supplies they need so they can thrive where they are.
Doc,
okay?
Doc,
Sure.
You better share with Folger like where we're going, and yeah.
Good idea. So I will show Folger the map box screen and show him what our destination is.
Oh, it's a stash?
Yeah.
Okay, I've cleared out a couple of those. Yeah, I can get you there. I mean, funny. He looks at all of you. I thought that was a goblin encampment.
I don't know.
And he's
It's been a
got
while since we were there.
he's got like a pack with him, and he pulls out, and he has a map. and it's it's crude, but it's got things marked. And right about where your mark is for the vault, he's got a little head that looks like a little goblin head. And yeah, there are scouts found goblins there.
Look
We oughta
over at
find it.
Sarge.
Is that bad?
Yeah,
Are
could be
goblins bad?
not. I don't think existentially speaking, but if this is what we're supposed to be doing and keeping something safe and
We don't know.
I can't think. Oh, Ben.
Sarge,
Let's
it's okay. We'll just keep going. We'll get more information, more intel, so we can make a good decision for all of us.
So based
Okay.
on Sean's role playing, over the course of the next few hours, Gus will, without any of you being aware of it, basically slowly, he will eternal sunshine himself. It sounds like he's very much of a mind that, fuck it, like thinking about the woman I love that I murdered, thinking about being in prison, what I had to do. That's all fucking terrible. So yeah, you Gus, there's something inside you that it sounds like you're ready to welcome. Yeah.
This is the new reality, and why does it have to be the same as the old reality? Why do I even want to remember that old reality? I'm good with this reality. This is fine. I mean, I'm obviously adapting. Look at my buddy Gooba. He's more adapted than I am, and Sarge is coming along good, and Dog's coming along good. I mean, this is fantastic. This is fine. I am Gus, and this is my wastelands.
Hey,
Preach. Preach.
So as you enter the area on the map where you're going to begin to look for the vault, it is very clear physically that there is a troll and a goblin with you. Like Gus has had to modify what he's wearing for it to be at all comfortable. He's at the pullback on the stash that Sarge put together to make something that ends up resembling what these people from here wear, because it's all kind of improvised and adapted. And even looking over at them now, like they look like they belong.
Doc will go over to Sarge, say, Sarge, what's your rank? What's your unit? Where did you go through basic? Go ahead.
What did I say?
For me?
Yes, please.
Serial number.
What's even a serial number? Gooba, what are you even talking about?
So
Success.
you can keep her focused, but now you have to make a Ford essay.
Where did I study? Where did I pre-med? Where did I do my residency? Partial success.
You are losing everything but the immediate imperatives.
I'm losing it, Sarge.
We just got to get there. We just got to get there in time. We got to get there in time and find out what's going on.
Yeah.
So
Relax, you just gotta be happy. It'll be okay.
Mike, do I know my access code for the security clearance on the shit?
I need you to make a very important 3-die roll to remember a real important detail.
Yes, 2 6s.
So the camera would come in close on Doc. As he remembers, access is by retinal scan. And then in that same shot, were I directing it, we would watch his eyes change on camera. And then Doc would figure out that the only person who has anything close to the same retinal scan is Sarge.
All right. Okay. Sarge, you're the key to all of this now. You and I will help.
Let's talk more move. Let's go.
He's not a key.
It's hey, Gooba. If the doc says that the Sarge is the key, she's gonna open up a door. That sounds exciting, doesn't it?
Will there be food there?
I don't know, but look, there's people like us. There's people like us, Gooba.
Okay.
Up ahead is the area you're looking for, but the entire street has been barricaded. They've used cars, like doors from the inside of buildings, and all across is like broken metal, jagged. It looks like some kind of compound or settlement.
Rude hospitality.
Okay.
Goblins,
Hell,
Folger.
Yeah, that looks like goblins to me.
well, some
Goblins
of us look
hostile?
like goblins too. So, so maybe.
I can go take a look. Folger, you're not in any trouble here, are you? Folger, you're fine, right?
I'm
Raccoons,
fine.
goblins
And
friends, right?
honestly, goblins, they get a bad rap, but they're not so bad.
I'll go knock on the door. It's no problem. Hey.
I'll come with you.
All right, Gooba, you walk up with me. So up to the front gate.
You approach. A head peeks up over so obviously someone's watching, and
Hey.
and it's a goblin. Goblin looks out, speaks in a language you don't understand or recognize.
Hey,
And
sorry, pal. You got anything
sounds
that's
all like guttural and like goblin-y. For anyone who's watching, which I don't think even the players playing will realize, they're speaking Garge, which the irony is a made-up goblin language by goblins who wanted to be more like goblins. So they're speaking pretend goblin to each other, but these people obviously don't speak Garge. So he switches to common, which is English.
This is America.
Well, no, not really. I mean, there's not for a long time, man.
He's got a point, Gooba. Remember, we've been out cold. They were probably speaking some kind of really good goblin language that we wish we knew. Hey, buddy.
Oh, that's Garge. You don't speak Garge, cousin?
Cousin, I'm sorry. We don't speak Gaj. We got a long, strange trip, and we got a long story to tell. But if you want to hear it, we can tell you.
So you're looking for a new home now?
Man, we're looking for a new home. We've got some friends with us. We wanted to see if we could come in, sit down, spill the beans, spill the tea, talk for a little while, just see what was going on around you.
Got any food?
Yeah, we got food. We call our tribe Special Projects.
Special projects. That sounds
Doc.
like something I should know about. Doc, should we know about special projects? This is Doc. Doc is smart. He's a smart goblin. He's smarter than we
When
is.
Doc turns around, Doc is full goblin at this point. Hello, Doc.
Hi. How you doing?
My name's Shez.
Shez? I'm Doc. Doc, you're Shez.
Do you know
I'm
Garge?
Uber.
I don't know Garge either. I'm like Gus.
Oh, Gus.
Yeah.
Oh, Gus. Good name.
Hey, I'm Gus. Yeah.
Who's your
Uber.
girlfriend?
Oh, that's Saj. Saj is
Uber.
really, she is.
Hey,
Sarge is-
Goober.
Hey.
Sarge is the
Hungry.
key.
Yeah,
Sarge is the key.
Sarge is the key.
Sarge is the
Oh,
key.
all right,
Sarge is the key. Sarge
Open
is the
the
key.
door. Let's let Sarge in. Sarge is the key. Yeah, we got lots of food. Special projects. We're the keepers of the seed vault.
Seed vault.
Seed
That
vault. Yeah,
sounds good.
we found a stash here a long time ago, and it had seeds and medicine and stuff we used to start this compound here.
Do you
Soldier
have
wants medicine.
And when you're looking around, they let you in. Back to the story already in progress. Thanks for coming back, those of you who have returned. So, a horrified Sarge was being led by the goblin named Shez into a vault. There was once significant security here. You see remnants of cameras. There's even like bits of a gun that was taken out and dangling a port. Like it's probably a drop down, blow you away kind of a gun. But someone a very long time ago got in here. And Shez says, we got in here. Someone got here a long time ago. And this is a lot of good stuff. Sold a lot of it. But yeah, I know we, our settlement here is, we use a lot of stuff. I can't remember, but I don't know. We've always felt a connection to this place. And you enter a room that's a long hall, and it has dozens and dozens and dozens, like a very long, all the best men kind of shop, and there's all these open caskets, like rows and rows and rows of them. But there's missing ones that have just been taken.
At least 4.
Yeah.
Although quite a few more, but there's easily this one room. There's at least 100 of these things, but they apparently were opened, and probably from the look of it, a long time ago. Yeah, and they said there was another room, and damn this thing, they said there were embryos.
Like eggs?
Oh,
Babies.
Like eggs?
The babies.
Yeah, that was lucky fine. I mean, I'm not sure the settlement would have survived without that kind of food source.
They sound delicious.
I was gonna say eggs and bacon.
Apparently they were. Yeah. I mean, there was enough there to feed us. We got this whole thing started.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you want to do the rest?
Yeah.
So I'm expecting that Sarge is like, the horror is starting to be subsumed by this feeling of fogginess and transformation into something. So there's like, they've eaten the embryos. There's nothing left. And oh my God, there's nothing for it anymore. And I'm going green.
Sarge, you need a snack and just a good attitude, really.
Having learned the true origins of the goblin species and what happened to the last best hope of the human species, Danica finally lets go the tainted remnants of her humanity. And
You just need a
Really
smile on your
hungry.
face.
all right, and that is our adventure for today.
Wow.
What did you call it, Dave? A lighthearted romp
A lighthearted romp, yes.
that ends in the eating of the babies of the human race.
Of the human race.
Nice and lighthearted. And Joker Troll.
Hey, I was right though. There was a lot of laughter.
Yep.
There was a lot of damn laughter and mayhem and mutants.
That's how I cope with
appreciate-
trauma.
Yeah.
So these
Eating babies. Yeah.
just about 3/5 of the Tales Told in the Dark cast. There's a few more people that play with us, and it's a rotating ensemble, and we do this. Like the genre that we tackled tonight was actually body horror. So generally I'll have, and sometimes I tell them and sometimes I don't. The format is often they don't know who the hell they're going to be playing. Sometimes they don't know what system they're using, and I give them the setup and we just go. And it's always delightful and sometimes pretty damn terrifying. The Space one was very unnerving. So that was another episode of the horrific side of Nuked. So thank you to my horrific friends and to Colt for dealing with a crash and getting us back up and running.
God, no kidding.
2 minutes.
Dude,
Yes.
epic.
Bravissimo.
All right. And I don't remember the dates when we're starting, because the rest of this month, we're done with Nuked, both shows for the rest of this month. We start up again in July. And that's going to be the main Nuked show is going to be the first 3 Tuesdays of July. And I'm not sure who the guests are yet, but I know they're working hard at 819. And I'm locking down people for the next possibly last couple of Tales shows, but that's still uncertain. So watch this space, watch the 819 stuff, watch Wandering Wizard on Facebook. I post always promos there. Thanks again to everyone. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon in your nightmares.
Yes.